Hello, dear students. Today, let's learn about The Lady or the Tiger, a short story written by Frank R. Stockton. Frank Richard Stockton was an American writer and an humorist who was famous for his children's story in the 19th century. The Lady or the Tiger was published in 1882. It was Frank's most famous short story during that time. The story begins the story begins with a description of a king who ruled long ago. He was semi-barbaric person, that means a violent, rude person, but he is also calm and kind to his nobles and the other people around him. He was progressive and he sharpened his thought in various knowledge with the performance in development of his kingdom. He had turned his varied fancies into facts. He was greatly given to self communing. When he and himself agreed upon anything, the thing was done. His way of judgment was totally different. The king conducted criminal trials in a distinctive way, where he built an amphitheater contained two doors. Behind one door was a tiger and behind other was a lady. Whenever a man was accused of committing a crime, he was sent into the amphitheater to choose one of the two doors. If he chose the door with the tiger behind it, he died in a gruesome death at its claws and teeth, and was therefore deemed guilty of the crime. If he chose the door with the lady, he was deemed innocent and was married to the lady then and there by waiting priest. It didn't matter if the man was already married, since the king demanded his own form of reward by enacted regardless of the newly innocent man's circumstance. At a certain time, the king becomes aware of a scandal involving his own daughter. The princess is a person loved by his father. The princess was loved by her father very much. The king gave her every lavish things and she was lived in a luxurious way. So here the time comes where the father, that is the king, find out the love affair of her daughter with a young man of low social standing. In the king's eyes, this is a crime of the highest order, and he demands the trial of her lover in the usual fashion. This time, the most ferocious tiger that could be found is put behind one door, and the most beautiful lady in the kingdom behind the other. The crowds are massive, and even those who cannot gain access to the amphitheater press inward to catch a glimpse of the trial. The princess, being in love with the young man on trial, has discovered which door holds the tiger and which holds the lady. She also knows that the lady is one from the king's court and one whom she hates for her beautiful attention to the princess lover. The princess becomes viciously jealous at the thought of the woman anxiously awaiting her marriage to the young man. At the trial, the young man enters the amphitheater in the usual way and bows to the queen. But as he does so, he looks to the princess for some kind of sign about which door he should choose. Suspecting that she was used her influence to find out which door holds which fate, the princess makes a quick gesture to the right, and the young man goes directly to open the door on the right. But it is not known which fate the princess has chosen for him and for herself. On the other hand, she may have saved his life but also condemned herself to endure the heartbreak of seeing him happily married to another woman. On the other hand, she may have chosen his brutal death, which they will both suffer throughout but eventually enjoy a ruin in the afterlife. So, the end of the story is open to the audience suggestion whether the lover has chosen the door in of the tiger or of the lady. Here, this story raises questions about the nature of choice and its impact on relationships. At the heart of the story lies the theme of love intertwined with jealousy, but here there are emotional struggles and the complexity of human relationship. It illustrates the love led with self sacrifice or betrayal, emphasizing on the consequence of one's choice. Here, the author has crucially played the fate of the human in their own hands, that is, the chances which they have led that should be chosen in from their own hands, either a brutal death or a happy life by marrying a young lady. So here the Stockton's narrative invites readers to choose their own moral beliefs, and the conclusion confronts the prejudices and the values regarding their own choice. This is a critical thinking where human nature relies on the fate of an individual. So, here, the nature of fate and the role of choice is in our hands and in the lives which we are living is being truly depicted by the author. So, the short story serves a profound complexity of choices and the inherent consequences of that choice. Author tells that there are challenges reflected in our own decision. Either it can be a positive or a negative one, with more dilemma where we have to face, but it reminds us that it chooses and shapes our destiny in a wise way, where we can lead our life in a peaceful manner when we opt the right choice. Thank you.